Okay guys, this is a coaching session for the Rakan, which is in Gold 5 on EUNE. It's MF Rakan into Lucian Bard. And what you got here is you got a nice AoE combo with pretty much most of your team here. If you manage to round them up, it's pretty nice for both the Vega and the MF. MF bullet time should be pretty nice AoE here. On the other side there you've got a cat as well that you can interrupt her ulti, which would be pretty vital. And also the Bard and the Lucian are pretty squishy as well. So in theory you've got pretty nice AoE ult combo here to go off. Lucian will be aggressive level 2. Bard will be aggressive from level 1. So you'll probably find the first few levels, basically until you hit 6, would be pretty difficult, and it kind of a little bit dependent on how MF does with her double up. I think here you have to go coin because she's going to be taking way too much damage here anyway, so you want to be able to make sure you can keep up on the gold with the coin. Probably want to do a couple points in Q early just to try and heal up and top yourself off. So start Q, get W, E, and then level 4 get point in Q. You could put 2 or 3 points in Q depending on how many Qs you're landing, but I wouldn't focus on it too much. Then get onto E. You just want those couple of Qs early just to help get the healing sustain through those early levels to then get you into 6, and then you can then work on using everything you've got there. Let's go check out the set. Let's go see. What do you start? You start blue GP5 first. Yeah, I just don't think you're going to get that much harassment down onto them. Yeah. Okay. You've leveled up your Q before anything's even happened. One thing I always tell people is don't level up your spell until you know exactly what's going to happen. For example, if you suddenly saw them here, you'd want W to escape over this wall. In this instance here, W would be quite nice to maybe engage into the Bard as long as you don't make it so that Bard gets a stun off. Here you exhaust. You missed a Q. I just don't think you should even... You've got no vision of this area here, and using exhaust is unnecessary. If you had more of your teammates here, it would have been quite nice to maybe exhaust, because then it would force a flash out, so your exhaust for flash is a really good trade. But it would basically baiting you and the MF to go in even deeper, and then you don't know where the enemy team is, and if they show up around the corner, which Lucian is, and if Graves was closer, this could have been quite bad for you, and you may have had to use like a flash or something. So yeah, you have to recall as quickly as possible here, just so that you can get your HP out. It's not the best recall place in the world. Yeah, recall quickly before minions spawn. Spending way too much time here. Luckily you don't need to pull for your jungler, so you should be in lane just about okay. Yeah, this is a pretty standard bot lane right now, so you're just going to want to keep doing Q harassment on things. I mean, you did decide to take the blue GP5, so you're going to have to be more aggressive with auto attacks. This is why I would recommend going coin into this. That way it would be a lot safer for you. Right, you need to land a Q here to heal up urgently for your MF. You're kind of standing around not doing a lot. Seems like you're either lagging or something. I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, good. Put W second, which is correct. Just, you gotta... With the blue GP5, just gotta try and be as aggressive as possible as you can with the auto attack, so that you just move in. Like here, for example, regardless of what's happening with you and your the 280 carries here. Like, when Bard is that close to you, do you, like here, that should be auto attack here, then Q, and then probably another auto attack. You could probably get 3 hits off here. which would be pretty damn nice. I can see why you W'd in there to be a little bit protective there, but this is a really bad pathing in here as well. Bard can just stun against the wall. You can't go into that, you have to let her die. I was going to say you shouldn't need to flash though. Don't think you needed the flash there. The damage from Lucian wouldn't have been enough though. Just be very safe. If you get hit by a stun here, you die. Just soaking up XP here is fine. You could maybe try and stop the recall from Bard if he's just trying to be cheeky. Try and keep them in lane here now as long as possible. Okay. You want to try and like edge up to around about here and see if they're doing a bad recall and interrupt it. If they stay in lane, it means they can't spend the gold that they've just got from that kill. And if you can't see them, then you need to help push in this lane quickly and then recall yourself. You need to be helping push in this lane so it resets in a bit quicker. Needs more auto attacks. You should be auto attacking the cannon minion there. And then you should be moving up here and freezing, trying to freeze the red minions up to around about here at this point here. So then it allows your minions to travel up to here to be able to hit this tower close quicker basically. But this should be pushed in way quicker. You should be helping. It's your utmost priority to recall and get back. You need to go back and buy boots at least. It's going to be too late now. You can't recall now. Missed your opportunity to recall. Barda's got Frostfang and boots, so you have to be careful here. Lucian's taking a bit of free damage here. Just do what you can. What did you put in? You put 2 points in Q, which is fine. You want to be more aggressive into this Bard, even if with just auto attacks here. Your Q and your auto attacks do a surprisingly like decent amount of damage, and it would deter the Bard from going onto your MF as well. Yeah, like that damage should have been prevented there. Feel like you're a little bit more passive when your AD carry is in a safe spot for you to E back away to. You're being a little bit too passive. Like you could always go and W and Q in and stuff like that a little bit earlier. Don't stand too close to each other. Yeah, Bard's done. You need to be careful of that. I know you want to give over the heal, but sometimes it's just not worth the risk. I wouldn't bother Wing the Lucian, especially if he's been decent on his dashes. You kind of just want to save it for Bard. If he gets too close and aggressive with his Q, he's definitely the easier target to get there. Yeah, your MF dies here, I presume. Okay, you can get back into lane quick enough here. You got Frostfang, boots, and 2 health potions. It's a shame you couldn't get a control ward. It's really nice that she managed to dodge that. Right, nice. That was a good move from you there to deter out the Bard off there. Just need to hold on till 6. Once again, you want to stop these guys from being able to recall. I would be pushing in this lane a little bit harder if you can. Just a couple more auto attacks on the caster minions here and there. You don't want them to recall because they're sitting on a decent amount of cash. And the Omen at FMF can come back in time. When you hit 6, you should be hitting 6 from this wave. Yeah, you will. This is fine. Like, just don't panic and just focus on getting like level 6. You're about to hit level 6. Come on. Oh, you need like, what, 1 melee minion? 2 melee minions? This is kind of unlucky. But you want to fight this as quickly as possible. You want to just get to 6. Okay, now you're 6. You should be looking for them now because they're pretty low HP. Yeah, it's just a tad too late to be looking for them. Okay, so they've gone back and recalled. At this point, you've got two options. You stay in your lane and push it in as hard as you can and get some free damage on the tower. Khan obviously isn't that great at doing damage to the tower. Or you look to have a roaming option. Unfortunately, Veigar is going to be recalling shortly, so there is no play you can do mid. So the only thing you can do is just set up wards if you have any charges left. I would personally W over this wall here, get rid of this blast cone, take it out of the way so the Graves can't use it as an easier access into bot lane. And then just get to hit the tower, just get 60 gold from hitting the tower. Okay, let's rewind, I wasn't watching mid there. 6Z's got it made onto a play there. Yeah, I think you got... After seeing this cat this far deep into the lane, you've got to try and make sure this cat dies. There's nothing else to do bot side, so you should be going here to help. Yeah. I mean, I don't think you would have made it there, though. It's just a shame I don't think you saw that as well. There's no time for you. There's nothing for you to do mid here. You need to be back bot side. This is entirely your fault. This is a bad roam from you. There's nothing to do left with the there's nothing to do here with the cat. Like, cat's been and gone and left. Like, even MF acknowledged that. There's nothing left for you to do there. Like, even getting over to this place, like, just by looking at the Graves HP and the Jax HP, you can see the Jax is gonna die extremely quickly here. There's no way that you're gonna make it from here to here with tier 1 boots in time. So you just go back into lane. The enemy bot lane has returned, so you just need to go back bot side. Yeah. And now the MF's caught out. Yeah, it was a bad roam from you. You got Veigar nearby here. You could probably make a play onto this. It's a shame you haven't got Ignite, because you could probably outright kill this bard actually by yourself. So you, with the Veigar relatively close by, he has no summoners. But I think it's worth just ulting on here and getting summoners off of them and then getting out again. You should know that this is warded. I mean, Bard's Tunnel was on cooldown there. I think he could have made a little play on the Bard there just to get his flash out. And then just escaped back out again. But that's okay. Maybe you can save your ult here. Sorry. Okay, here. This is really good. This Lucian is overextending like crazy. You should have pressed R here first though. Just to guarantee it. The Lucian was pretty sloppy here. It's a shame you missed your Q. Q at this point with 3 points in is a fair amount of damage. But that is double summoners off Lucian though, so good job on seeing the Lucian mess up there. But once again, you're going to have to want to push this in. You want to apply the pressure on. So then you don't want them to recall because Lucian's and he won't be able to do anything in any team fight whatsoever. So you don't actually want to recall here. You can't recall here. You need to apply pressure on this Lucian and keep him in lane as long as possible. The longer he stays in lane, the longer he can do nothing. So yeah. Also, another thing to note, the cat is 6-0 right now, so in mid-game team fights that will be popping up soon, your main priority here is to ult the cat as quickly as possible and pray you guys can kill her. I mean, you got enough kind of burst damage here to get her to kill her, and she hasn't got a Zhonya's yet, so you might be able to do something there. But that's what you'll be looking at mid-game team fights. If possible, you got a sneaky cheese done there. That's a pretty nice play from them there. You got a W straight away, good. You should try and throw out a Q as well while you're in the air as well. Okay, that's a suitable escape for you, but you got to be aware that you might get dove, especially with Cat possibly roaming down here as well. This tower's got no HP. I would say don't defend it. You haven't got your ulti up right now. Okay, you got MF ult. Ideally, MF would just ult here, like straight away. Ult here, and then your priority here would be then to CC the Graves. Yeah, that's what kind of happens. I think that's like the best you can do there. You just gotta hope that the MF AoEs off the minion waves and makes it so that the tower resets its armor value. And CC the Graves because he's the biggest threat on that front for your MF while she's casting her ultimate though. That would have been an incredibly hard situation to get out of though, especially assuming you didn't have your ulti. It's not your fault though. Okay, that was worth it. All you can do here now is set up vision. The ward that you put there is perfectly fine. You did buy a control ward, that's good. You need to start thinking about where to place that. Yeah, they're getting really aggressive with their wards. If I saw a ward there, I'll just put a control ward there like straight away. Just deny that away from them straight away. Can't let them have deep wards. So yeah. You've got your ult ready. You haven't really got anyone to work with here yet to do anything here just yet. Okay, this is nice. You need to follow up straight away there. Did you have spells ready? Yeah, you have. Oh, you don't have E? Oh, you have your second portion of E ready there? It just wore off, but... Yeah, that's a shame. You couldn't have engaged there because you used E before. Otherwise you would E to Veigar there, then W, and then probably E straight back out again. Yeah, the first thing, as soon as you see cat, the first thing is not W, you always have to press R instantly. Like, as soon as you see her jump in there, you have to press R. You do R flash there, just try and make up your mistake. At least you get onto her as quick as you can there, but that should have been quicker with the R. Because the problem is cat is so slippery that you need to just... She's incredibly fed, and this game is obviously going to be extremely hard to win, but that's the kind of thing you need to do to try and turn around games like this. It seems like you're too hesitant from using R first into W. That's your main combo in Rakan. So you're going for Frostfang, Aegis, tier 1 boots. I'd recommend upgrading your tier 2 boots pretty soon, to be honest. Like even Ninja Tabi here, because you're so far behind, mobility boots isn't too much of an option. You can still kind of go it, but wouldn't be great. Another option would be Ninja Tabi for the Lucian and the Graves. They're both doing reasonably well, so that will help you out. But I think you need to upgrade tier 2 boots just to get some more movement speed in this game. Just so you can get into the right position and be able to do your CC with your ulti a bit better here as well. I think you have to kind of just work with best as you can. You've got potential to turn this game around. I know it says it's 317 at the top, but if you can AoE combo a couple of their players, it could still work out with the cat CC'd. Those are basically the requirements right now. Decent W on the cat. That's a pretty good job, to be honest, and I think that's the best you're going to get for a while, especially with your ulti down. I think one thing I want to note actually is, yeah, like the cat is by far the strongest player on their team, so getting close to 40% CDR as quickly as possible and getting to level 11 to get your ulti off as often as possible for the cat specifically is pretty important. So you want to make sure you try and get to 40% CDR as quickly as possible. So going like even a Zeke's here with the Aegis, which is what I hope you're going, will give you 10%. GP5 gives you another 10, and then you're going to be looking at maybe another item to squeeze into 30%, maybe like a Knight's Vow or something like that. Okay, and your team's got a couple of kills here to help you get back into the game. All of you guys need to recall though. All 3 members of your team are either or very low HP. Your focus right now is making sure everyone gets out so they can recall. Probably will lose this tier 2 tower though. Just get back in again, yeah. I think you just have to accept that this tower is going to go down. You've got your ult ready now, but you can't go in. You need more than just MF here, especially with MF being You got Vega sneaking in with ulti up, you can maybe go in. Yeah, if that cage done had hit, you would have wanted to follow that up. So you go back to buy a mana crystal. Yeah, that's for Glacial Shroud, isn't it? You're going Zeeks, it's fine. Yeah, just having to wait for a mistake and just play off like you did with the cat. Just have to be patient. That's all you can do in this type of scenario. You can't use your ulti on anyone apart from Cat right now. You have to save it for Cat. If Cat is unchecked in a team fight, she'll clean up easily. R needs to be done right now. That should be RW right there. Everything should have been much quicker there. You keep doing W and then R. It's the wrong way around. Like if you had RW straight away, that would have allowed time for the Vega to land W, Q, and R. And then as soon as your charm ends, you want to whack exhaust. You put exhaust in just a tad too late there as well. Yeah, I mean it's a shame that the Vega has like no items. I actually don't think you would have. I don't think you would have killed her anyway, with just the two of you. But it would have been better for sure if you do R then W. Okay. You can't stay here now. Your main tool is now down. If you go in for a simple W now, I think you'll die in every team fight. It's kind of a shame it's a weird snowbally lane. And it looks like Jax is kind of rage quit, so at this point the game's over. But the main thing I can suggest to you is the RW combo needs working on your Rakan for sure. You seemingly are doing the right thing and holding your ulti for the cat. If you can lock down the cat and just get rid of her straight away, then that's super awesome. And then it's like you guys have a sort of a late game team coming up, maybe if things can progress, maybe. With the Vega and the Jax, but it's looking like a really tough game anyway, right? I think you should have thought about a little bit more about what kind of items to take in lane. Lucian and Bard are very good and have very high damage in the first 3 levels of the laning phase. And unless you're being aggressive in yourself by doing auto attacks to get blue GP5 stacks, it's not worth it. So unless you know for a fact that you can be more aggressive with that Frostfang, you're not going to get much of your money's worth, because what are you on it right now? 541 at 18 minutes. Bard on the other side is on 1,200. So if you had coin, you're probably looking at around 800 to 900 gold there. So you missed out on that 400 gold and it would have finished off your Zeeks or got you a tier 2 boots. I probably would have recommended you to get tier 2 boots probably second on Rakan, just because it works too nicely with your ulti. Also, I'd recommend also in terms of runes, I don't recommend going airy first unless you're doing Q poke harass. It can be okay, but I think in this team you want to go like Guardian would be pretty decent, just so that you are a little bit tanky, a little bit faster, and then in the sorcery secondaries you pick up Nimbus Cloak, so you got a faster ultimate as well. Or I'd recommend you investigate that sort of build there as well. Guardian works pretty nice with coin as well. But it's all about trying to stay alive until you hit 6 and then making those plays more when you hit 6 and being able to get around the map and ideally mobility boots around the mid lane and making plays through there. But that's basically my summary for you for some things to think about and work on. There's not really much else to look at this game, I don't think. You guys are about to lose an inhib before 2 inhibs before 20 minutes, so yeah. Okay, well hopefully that helps you out, Rakan, and yeah, thank you for leaving your details in the VOD reviews for coaching. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it gives you guys a little bit idea of how to play Rakan a little bit better. Mainly during the laning phase and what to do kind of in those mid-game team fights. Unfortunately, this game didn't progress any further than that, but hopefully it gives you an idea of like, what you should be kind of doing and set some people on the right tracks onto playing Rakan. So yeah, good luck in your games, dude.